Hey guys, how's it all going? Hope everybody's well. Thanks for tuning in. Brett's Fishing Diaries. It's good to say that now, because I don't get to go fishing as often as I used to. In fact, this is a short session. Sorry if I look a bit, but I literally haven't been up that long. I'm on my way to work. As you may or may not know, my new job where I work now is at the pub, which is on the river, up near the pier, next to the lighthouse, in fact. So my daily trip to work involves me trundling past my beloved river every day. So every day on my way to work, all I can think about is fishing. I start work at 2 o'clock, so I decided, after talking to Vern last night, my mate Vern, to come back to Hardy's Slip. It's on my way to work. Time is 10 o'clock. So I've got about 3 hours before I have to think about packing up and carrying on to work. As you know, my last couple of sessions here, one with Vern and one on my own, were not great. Very weedy. It's still weedy close in. I'll show you. So we've got a lot of weed close in. That doesn't bother me too much. We can pull ourselves over that. But it's whether there's still a load of weed out there. That's what I want to try and avoid. So, as I say, I was talking to old Vern last night, Vern Sea Fishing. Go check him out. If you haven't, this is the time. As we get closer to winter, that's when you want to be watching Vern, because the man is a cod demon. What was I saying? Yeah, so we were talking about this spot, and he said, look, just give it another go. The weed ain't going to be there forever, is it? At some point it's got to go away. Hopefully today is that day. So I'm not going to get set up. I've just got one rod with me. It's a rod that my friend dropped off to me yesterday. It's a very old vintage rod, but I already love it. I'll show you that in a second. I've only brought squid with me. Like I say, I only decided to do this last night. I had some squid in the freezer. Probably just a 2-hook flabber. Just whack it out there, see what the weed situation is like. If it turns out to be terrible, well, at least there's another video in the bank. So let's get set up.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning.
Are you having much luck?
Are you even set up yet?
You ain't set up yet, no?
No.
I say you lost a boot there the other day.
I know, I was fishing the river up the other end,
Yeah.
and watched it come past.
Past, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but I see them. Well, I see something under the water, and there were some people all rushing around. I driven past, you know, and I thought, hello.
Yeah.
I've had a bit of a problem there.
I don't know what happened. I know it was moored up.
Yeah, yeah.
And the pilot boat sort of followed it out to sea.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you know, because there was quite a bit of debris. It weren't just the boat itself.
Yeah. I remember I used to live I was born on Burnt Lane, just up the road there.
Right, yeah.
I remember an American aeroplane crashing down here. Can you remember that years ago? And he scuffed the top of that house and he landed on, well, not here, I think it was just up there. He landed in the river. There was a big hoo-ha about it at the time. He ejected and they went out to sea and picked him up out to sea.
Really? I didn't know anything about that.
They come to the school. They come around the school asking, or there was a letter come around the school saying there's anybody, because the kids were down here like a shot, you know?
Yeah.
And they were getting bits of metal and what have you, and they were asking people to, if they've got any fragments of this plane, to hand them in at the school.
Really?
Yeah, that was a big hoo-ha at the time. That might even been here, because that's where this concrete come from, because when I was a lad, there was one concrete slipway up there, I think. And this was all just like that, you know, all along here.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't drag a boot up here at that time. And Derby's, we used to call that Derby's Hard, that bit of concrete up there.
Yeah, yeah.
And that, again, that was all like this. And,
Well, that's the name right there, look.
Yeah. Yeah, Derby's Hard, yeah. And that was all like this, all stuns and mud. And we, my brother said to me once, he said, "You get any worms?" he say, I'll take you fishing tonight." Oh, fucking hell, nighttime fishing, you know. So I went down old Baker's, old Keith's, like, and they didn't have any left. And I went down, because Harbour Dining Rooms used to be there then, and that's now, what, the shed and that.
Yeah.
They used to sell worms and all, so I went in there, no, I ain't got no worms. And my mate said, he said, "You'll like to try and get some ragworms." I said, "Well, where do you get them?" He said, "Under them stuns," he say, "on Derby's Hard." Well, I must have nearly have dug that frigging thing over.
Really?
Looking for worms. I never found one.
Did you not?
And he said to me, he said, "Well, what about up near the lifeboat shed?" So we went up the lifeboat shed, and again, that was like this, you know, in areas.
Yeah.
And I found a load of bloody ragworm under them stuns out there, but not one here. You know, that's crazy. But yeah, so we went fishing with ragworms. We didn't have any luck right there.
No.
Yeah. But
No.
yeah, all right, I'll leave it to it.
Oh, but...
Yeah, no, sorry to bore you.
Oh, no, not at all. No.
No,
I'll research that plane later and...
I'll tell you, so, yeah, there was definitely some sort of American I think it was American Air Force plane that scuffed the rooftops and that landed in the river and he ejected out to sea.
Really?
And I don't know if that was weeks later, a chap who lived up, I used to know he lived in the ice hall, round here somewhere, Church Lane, 3 tons away. He reckoned his dad found a piece of metal on top of the shed. He found a piece of aluminium on top of the sheds.
Really?
So, and that was a big hurrah about it at the time. But yeah, I got there used to be a boot on that Derby's, before Derby's Hard, when it was like this, there used to be a boot there, and someone tried to right it once. He had this big iron bar, and they tried to pull it down onto the roadway to right it, so when the tide come up, that didn't fill the boot up.
Right.
And years later, I'm delivering meat out at not now, Loddon, and there's an art gallery shop, and I'm walking past this shop, and I looked in the window, and there was a painting of the Derby's Hard with this boat on, a little oil. No, it was an etching. It weren't a paint. That's an etching, and they wanted 40 quid for it, and anyway, I bought it. I got it at home now.
Have you now, yeah?
I brought it back home. I said to him, "I'm going to take this back home." I said, "Oh, I live in Bradwell now, but
Oh.
I used to live and die down here when I was a kid."
Yeah.
Yeah, bunked off Sunday. I never bunked off school, but I bunked off Sunday school. I used to until I got caught. I was smacked round the lug that day. But, yeah, I lived and died down here. See you later. Bye, boy.
Ta-da. Well, there you go, a little history lesson. I love it. Right, so where were we? I got this. That's a Edgar Seeley Nimrod 7-foot boat rod. I love it. Here's the butt, but it's like a lightsaber. That was a pretty cool sound, right? So I cleaned this up last night, and here we go, put it together, and I've got my old mate Kevin. He gave me an old Fladden. Sits well on this rod, so I'll get this set up and I'll come back. Okay, that's in. I love that little rod. I really do. You're not going to cast very far with it because it's so short, but I do like it. I just got a little 4-ounce weight on there. I'm just testing it out. So we'll leave it out there for 15 minutes or so. See if we get a bite. If we don't, we'll reel it in. Check the weed situation. Before I forget, now this is way too early to talk about this. But I was thinking yesterday about Christmas Day. Because I'm a single old man now. No family to spend Christmas with, really. Well, I've got my sister. But Christmas Day, she'll have her kids round and her grandkids, and that's just way too much noise for me. So I have decided, just so you know, I got a bite. I need to paint the end of that because it's hard to see bites. Yeah, so I've decided Christmas Day I am spending the entire day fishing on the pier, and I'm going to do it live on YouTube. So at any part of the day of Christmas Day, if you're bored with telly or turkey, you can tune in and watch Bretsky, all Santed up, tinsel, glass of Baileys, fishing on the pier. So mark that in your calendar. Let's keep an eye on this rod. Alright guys, it's been out about 10 minutes. No movement, but I want to check and see what the weed situation is like, and I want to try and get it out a bit further and more to the right, because it pulled to the left a little bit. So let's see what the situation is. Hopefully not much weed. First cast, shitload of weed, lost the gear. This place does not like me. Right, I've made a decision. Because I've only got a couple of hours. And I'm not going to spend it sitting here losing stuff. I am going to come back to this spot again, but not today. No, not doing it. So I'm going to go further down the river, which is closer to work. And we're going to try there. Bloody weed. Everywhere. No matter where I go at the minute, it's just weed. Unbelievable. Right. Let's pack up. Let's get going. Okay, so we are on the river. Well, we was on the river before, but we are just at the start of the bend, and I'm right outside where I work. Let me show you. And here we have the Bellevue Inn. So, when I finish my fishing, I'm going to walk across the road. In fact, I might walk across there in a minute and grab myself a coffee. So yeah, if you're ever in the area between 2 and 8 p.m, the likelihood is I'll be in there cooking. Come and give us a look. It's actually a lovely day. We've had nothing but rain, 30-mile-an-hour winds, gusting up to 40. Lightning and thunder, you name it, for days now. And this is the first clear day. So I've literally got 2 hours left before I have to start my shift. So I'm going to get set up, get a drop just down by the wall here and see how we go. Alright, so the rig I've put on, it's like a 1-hook flapper, if that's even a thing, and then trailing behind the weight at the end. I've got one of those little pretend prawns lure things. I've got squid on, which has been soaked in garlic salt. Let's give it a try. Won't be surprised actually if the boss man, when he sees me, comes over with his rod, because he loves the sea fishing as well. The only problem, I love this little rod. And I've just learned where the reel is so close to the end of the butt, that's perfect for me. I always struggle with my big rods because the butt's too long and swinging it round, whereas this, so I've learnt that, so I'm going to have to try and change my main rods. The only problem with this one being so short, the line is kind of touching the wall. But other than that, with another type of tripod that might be alright, because you'd have butt holders higher up, so I could sit the rod up higher. This one doesn't have that, it's a travel tripod. So I might have to try and adapt something. But we'll keep an eye on it, see how we get on. And I was way too close then, wasn't I? Well, no joys yet, guys. I'm going to reel it in, check the bait, and try it out a bit further. And that way I'll be off the wall as well with my line. Not too far, but yeah, let's give it a go. Just had a little tap there, guys. Just a little quick pull. Could be a crab, but I'm going to reel it in. Check, see, make sure the bait's still there.
The more I thought about it, the more uncomfortable I felt.
Yeah, bait it gone. Let's get it back out.
I'm going back. I don't want to get there now. It's not even windy here, is it?
Well, nothing as yet. There's a little bit of weed about, but nothing major, which is good. I keep getting the odd tap, but I think it's just crabs having a munch on my garlic infused squid. There's been whiting and a few other things cool out of here the last few days apparently. But I thought I'd have got something by now. I've got about an hour and 10 minutes left. So we'll keep an eye out. Alright, it's been 20 minutes. A couple of guys up there, I've just seen them pull out some small whiting, so there's fish out there. So let's check our bait. Alright, I have literally got half an hour left. Still enough. They're having a right old time. 20, 30 yards away from me. They've had 3 whiting, a dab, a dogfish, and he's just pulled out a sole. Decent size. They're literally 30 yards away and I ain't had a single knock. What's that all about? I wonder, because they had somebody crabbing next to them for about an hour. I wonder if the scent of whatever they were dropping down in their net drew the fish in. Make you wonder, doesn't it? Yeah. See if I can produce anything in this last half hour. Alright, let's check the bait and cast out for the last time. I've got 20 minutes. Bait's drift again. Alright guys, that's it. I'm gonna have to I'd like to stay here all day, but I've got to get to work. I've literally got a couple of minutes left. So I'm going to pack away. Very sorry, it's a blank, guys, but at least it's a video. Just a short session before I start my shift in the kitchen. And there's still fish out there, just not me catching them. I don't know what bait they were using, but never mind. You know, can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket. So I'm going to get packed up, get to work, and I'll see you on the next video. Tight lines, calm minds. Take it easy, guys. Bye.